Luna, we've got a video to film. Are you going to get up for that, or should I just work around you? So I think my co-host just prefers to sleep on the floor today, so we'll just let her do her thing. Hey guys, you guys seem to enjoy the more chilled, laid back approach, and I really enjoyed filming and editing that, so we're going to do it again this week. So it's time for a bit of an update, let you know what's been going on this week. So it's been a lot of swimming. That's what it's been, not very much with the running. I did do, well, it was more of a walk that I took yesterday. I threw in a few running intervals, but my hip is the biggest limiter that I have right now. And honestly, I'm just enjoying not hobbling around, and I really don't want to push it. So I'm just going really, really easy with that, really listening to my body and taking it very slow. So with that, I've had to make some decisions. Now, I talked in the last video about the 5K race that is scheduled for July 9th, and I certainly am not going to run it. At this point, I've kind of resigned myself to the idea of just not doing it. So anyways, I'm taking it as it comes with that one, but certainly the idea of running a 5K trail race is just not realistic right now. My body just can't do it. So I still have my eye on this super sprint triathlon that's scheduled for early August. I can't remember the date. August 6th, maybe? It doesn't matter. Anyways, I haven't registered for it because there's a run involved. Now, the run's only 2.5K, but I still don't think my body can even do that at this moment. I'm still doing the physio exercises. I actually just finished my set of them today. I see my physiotherapist tomorrow. He might give me some additional stuff to work on. I'm not sure. I'm new to the physio game, so we'll see how that goes. But like I said, I just don't want to push it too hard, because when I run, it's not like it just aches the next day. It's a week and a half to 2 weeks of limping and waking up in the middle of the night because just contact with it hurts. And I'm just tired of it. I really am just drained from it. So I just want to heal, strengthen myself with the physiotherapy exercises, and then sort of regroup and focus on that. So I'm still thinking about that triathlon. I'm not registered yet. Now, obviously, the third sport involved in triathlon is cycling. So I have bought a bike this weekend, and I am not a confident bike rider at all. I do know how to ride a bike, so it's not like I'm starting from absolute scratch, but I'm one of those people that when it comes to a sharp turn, I'd rather just stop completely, pick up the bike and turn it, and then get back on and start again. So the idea of doing turns and riding on the road and all this kind of stuff, it's very overwhelming to me. It's a challenge that I want to take on, but this is by far the scariest of the three sports for me, because I'm just not experienced in it. I mean, I'm not a runner per se, and I'm not a swimmer per se, but I've spent a lot more time in my life doing both of those activities than I have cycling. So this is going to be a huge challenge for me. I mean, it's to the point where I'm so new to cycling that I don't even really know what to expect in terms of the effort involved, how easily you progress with it, how far can I realistically go as a complete newbie, all that kind of stuff. So these are going to be sort of the focus of some of these updates coming up, because honestly, I don't give a crap what the scale says right now. I don't. I haven't weighed myself since last week, and I couldn't even begin to hazard a guess if I've gone up, gone down, stayed the same. I don't know. All I know is that I feel so much healthier and so much stronger, and honestly, so much happier now that I have been incorporating less activity. So the swimming is aggravating this shoulder a bit, as I thought it might, because this shoulder is kind of grouchy just on its own. It's not bad, but I'm going to be bringing it to my physiotherapist's attention tomorrow to see if there's any sort of strengthening activities I can do, because obviously swimming is all in the shoulders and the larger muscles of the sides and whatnot. So I need to get that sorted out, because if I lose swimming, that only leaves me with cycling, and I want to be able to have a bit more of a well-rounded approach to it, if only to have options, to be honest, because pick one of those three things, and if I just continually did that and nothing else, I think I'd get horrifically bored and just wouldn't be bothered with it. So this gives me a little bit of variety in the arsenal, but I can still see improvement. So I started swimming last Monday. It's Sunday as I'm filming now. And I'm going to just shove to the side so I can put up some screenshots of the stats. I am amazed at how quickly I've managed to progress with the swimming. Like, just the speed differential and how much further I'm able to swim now has been incredible in just, I think I've done 4 swim sessions in total. I'm really, really surprised by that and really excited and very, very motivated by that as well. So I have been doing a ton of YouTube watching on like stroke perfection and technique and all this kind of stuff, and just trying to apply that every time I get into the pool. So that's sort of where we're at, but I'm amazed. I went from 4 minutes and something per 100 meters to 3 minutes and 8 seconds per 100 meters in the span of a week. That's amazing. Now, I think at some point, the rate of progression is going to definitely slow down, because then it becomes a matter of fine tuning. Whereas right now, the very first swim I did, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to drown. It's like there's a panic that comes with it. It's almost like you're intentionally waterboarding yourself by putting your face in the water and then having to bring it out to breathe and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit unnatural, and you have to sort of just get past that fear. And by the second time, I was much more comfortable with it, able to hit my stride more efficiently and more quickly than I could on that first one, taking less breaks, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I think I'm seeing these like big gains, but I do expect that it will slow down and that improvement's going to be much more minute from week to week. But still, it gives me something to work on. I shared with Barry today that if that triathlon just isn't going to happen just because of my effing hip, I'm so annoyed with it. Like, I'm so annoyed with it. But regardless, there is an open water swim in a town that's relatively close to us. We'd have to drive about 45 minutes to get there. But that's towards the end of August. And there is a 1K, a 3K, and a 5K open swim race in that event. Right now, I'm thinking 1K. But I might be able to really challenge and push myself to do 3K. I'm not sure. The longest I've swam so far in the week that I've been doing it is 800 meters, so almost a kilometer, but not quite there. I've never done any sort of distance swimming in open water, so I want to do some swims at our local waterfront in order to just acclimatize myself to that, see how much more of a challenge that is versus pool swimming, all that kind of thing. There's some gear and whatnot that I want to get in order to do that as safely as possible. Just even easy things like my swim cap is black. I want to get one that's a brighter color so that boats can see me, because we live basically on a bay and it's very busy with like sea-doos and sailboats and regular boats and all the stuff. So want to be visible. And then there's also like these buoyant dry bags. So if you need to take a break, it can assist. It can also keep like your phone in there dry, and it also is just another visual aid for other people on the water. So those are the two things in specific that I want to get. So once I get those, then I can do some swims in our local waterfront and just test that out and see how that goes. And then I'll decide from there if I want to challenge myself to one of these open water races. But I just like the idea of giving myself a big challenge to work towards, because even if I don't achieve that huge challenge, then I've still done more than I would if I was just sitting on the couch watching TV, right? So at any rate, it gives me something to work towards. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So with all of that out of the way, there is some other stuff that I want to share with you. This is going to be a little bit of a hodgepodge of a video. So you guys seem very interested in grocery hauls and meal preps and things of that sort. So I did take some footage of, I think, just like one meal that I made this week. A lot of the meals end up looking relatively similar. I will say I made this like burrito-ish thing today, which is very sort of similar in theory to what I am going to show you in the clip in a moment. But basically I cut up I butterflied a chicken breast, cooked those, cooked up some onion, used taco seasoning, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, got those all going. Then I added in a bag of like pre-cooked rice that I have in my freezer. And I added basically a jar of salsa and cooked all of that together. Then I added in, I'd say about a cup or so of shredded cheese, got it all like mixed in together. It did not look appealing whatsoever. I will say that it did not, but it was delicious. So we basically just made burritos on keto tortillas. So there's very little in the way of carbs in that meal, but a lot of protein. There were some veggies in there as well, and it was absolutely delicious. And we have tons of leftovers. So you'll see in a moment when I play the clip why I'm saying that that looks somewhat similar, because it's veggies, meat, and rice, but it's a winning combo for a reason. And if you can do it in a variety of different ways, you don't tend to get as bored from it. So let's cut to that now. Okay, you'll have to bear with me. One of these days I will figure out the order in which I'm supposed to film stuff and remember to film it before my meal looks like this. But regardless, I thought I'd just at least like walk you through what it is that I'm making for dinner. So I have pre-cooked the rice. I do it in a huge batch in the slow cooker, and then I parcel it into little Ziploc bags and freeze them. So I brought this out yesterday to defrost, and I've just got it sitting on top just to let it heat up a bit, and then I'll mix it in, waiting for the chicken to cook as well. I'll eventually cover it with the lid and just let it sort of steam in there. I cut up one of those bags of the little mini bell peppers, or the little sweet peppers, I guess. So I've got those cooking in there as well, and then I cut up one white onion, and I've got that in there. And then I had found these like chicken kebabs on sale at the grocery store. And so they had chicken, onion, red pepper, and zucchini already put together in the kebabs, but they were on sale for, I can't remember how much, but some ridiculously low price. And there was, I think, 6 or 7 kebabs in there. So I split them over 2 freezer bags. I again brought another bag out yesterday to defrost, and I've just sort of put it all in. As you can see, I don't have them in kebab form. And I'll just basically cook this, and this will become like a rice bowl or a bowl of some sort. I don't know what you would call it, but a bowl of some sort. And as the chicken was defrosting yesterday, I marinated it in a bit of this sauce here, the chili lime, and you can see it's empty. I've poured the rest of it in here. I would say about a third or a quarter of a, I can't do that kind of math. I had about this much of the bottle left. What is that? Is that a quarter, a third? I don't know. We don't need to get technical. It wasn't the whole bottle. But there's also 0 calories in here. So even if it was the whole bottle, it's basically water and lime juice. So you really can't go all that wrong with it. Regardless, I'm going to let that all cook up. I do have some like everything seasoning in there as well, and some extra salt and pepper. And then when I put it into our bowls, I'll I will top it with some light feta cheese. I've said this before, I get the dry stuff that's already crumbled. I don't want to deal with like the brine and all that kind of crap, so I just get the dry stuff, and I'll just put that on top as garnish. And this will be dinner, and most likely lunch for tomorrow as well, because my son won't eat this. I don't know if my daughter will. She doesn't like the peppers very much, so she'll probably turn her nose up at that. But there you can see zucchini over here. But Barry and I will eat the heck out of this, and I love this meal. It comes together really quickly. Again, everything is pretty much pre-done. I just had to chop up the vegetables, which took virtually no time at all. Costs very little per serving. It's nutritious, it's filling, and it is very, very yummy. So it's a winner in our books. I make this a lot. That's why I wanted to share it with you. Okay, and then the last little clip that I'm going to show you is basically just my fridge. And I mean, I explain it as we go through, so I'm just going to not be redundant. Let's just cut to that. Hey guys, so how many people can relate to their counter looking like that? Also, how about your fridge looking like that? That's Steve. We love Steve. Anyways, I wanted to show you the inside of the fridge. Now, bear in mind, I have not organized this at all, so this is real life look at how our fridge looks. So on the door, obviously we have all of our condiments. These things have been fantastic. No complaints about them whatsoever. I got them at, it's sort of like a Costco, but it's like a knockoff brand Costco. Anyways, that holds a lot of our condiments, and then we don't have like a ton holding up space, which is fantastic. And then just some jam and some other crap up there. And we got the cat's insulin. I need to clean my fridge, but like I said, this is real life. So here we go. I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I do basically on a weekly basis just to like make life easier. So in the drawers, we just have, Bennett brought these home from daycare, both bags. I think they're just getting rid of stuff at the end of the school year, but at any rate, we have those. Cucumber, which my kids will eat an entire cucumber a day, so I just have to keep them chopped up. We just ate one today at lunchtime, so we're good for a little bit. This is sort of my drawer. I've got to clean up the onion crap, and I have to stock it. I usually have more stuff in here, like protein stuff and whatnot, but I've got my Laughing Cow cheeses, and then I'm actually going to use this for dinner tonight, so I'm going to take that out. And then just one of our dips. There's another one floating around, which this stuff is so good. If you can find this, it is so good. So Barry and I like to snack on that when we're watching TV at night. So for that, you'll see that we've made a very good dip in this already, but I buy celery basically every day, and then, or every week, cut it up, and then we have it easy to go for snacking. Because let's be honest, I am a very lazy person by nature, and if I have to like dig into the drawer, pull out the celery, bring out the cutting board and the knife, it's not going to happen. So that just makes my life so much easier. Likewise, strawberries. Again, I need to clean my fridge. My God. Strawberries. I just go and I quarter them all, like wash them, quarter them. And these little things, I think I bought a set of these plus this big guy up here on Amazon, I believe. If I can find them, I'll link them down below just in case you're curious, but I do find they really improve the longevity of fruits and veggies. So I like to have this with, where is it? Cottage cheese for breakfast. And again, if I have to go and like cut all this up in the morning, it's never gonna happen. So always have this kind of stuff stocked. The kids wanted watermelon this week, so I've chopped that all up and they've got that ready to go. This is just leftovers here. So we will go through, probably tomorrow will be Sunday, and we'll just like clean up any leftovers. There's some more here that I made for the kids. Pickles, I just chopped them all up because Bennett, for whatever reason, refuses to eat them not chopped up, and to save myself having to chop up pickles 3 times a day, now he can just help himself. I bought these. They're not all that yummy, to be honest, but they were like on sale for $1 each, and it was just so much cheaper than buying canned stuff. And then I have some protein coffee. Barry bought the ketchup bottle that's too big, so it doesn't fit in this container, but that's okay. And then we just got some other crap back there. I got this little container off of Amazon, I believe. So we've got all of our cheese sticks. We go through these like they're going out of style. So I just keep them all like separated so the kids can just grab and go. I can just grab and go. Super easy, and they're right there. We can see them. Same with our yogurts. I usually have yogurt drinks as well, but I've got them stored in our cheese keeper right now because we're running low on cheese. This is usually full of stuff, not so much right now, so the yogurt drinks can live in there. And then I also typically every Saturday or Sunday make up a ton of pancakes. I do them in my baking sheet rather than in a frying pan. And then I use like this reusable Ziploc bag. It usually fills 2 of them. And then the kids can have pancakes, just grab and go. We shove them into the microwave or the air fryer. I wouldn't trust them in the toaster just because they are so crumbly. I feel like they could be a bit of a fire hazard, but it just makes breakfast that much easier. And then that's basically it for prep. I will go and probably boil these up tomorrow. It's getting late right now. There's only 4 of them. Oh no, there's 8. Perfect. Yeah, so I will boil those in advance because Bennett loves boiled eggs. Aspen does too, but we cater to the pickiest eater in this house, and that would be Bennett. So I'll just boil them, and then I will have them available in a little container right up here. And again, he can just help himself. This has been sitting out and defrosting since yesterday, and that is going to be part of our dinner tonight. So I'm going to bring them out. And that is basically it. We did have half of a pie earlier today, but Bennett dropped it onto the floor while he was trying to get some watermelon. So that sucks, but it is what it is. So that is that. Didn't show you like me actually prepping it, but I figured this is a little bit more helpful seeing how it all plays out. And hopefully you feel right at home in my mess. All right, that's it for now. Well, somebody has got herself a little bit more comfortable, but she's still not interested in sitting in the background today. So I'm just gonna sit here and rub her tummy and wrap the video up. So what are some challenges that you've been working on? What is like a big goal that seems absolutely impossible? What is a big goal that you have for yourself that, like, one of those goals that you're almost afraid to tell people because it seems so impossible? Like for me, running a half Ironman, that would be a dream come true. It would be so much work and so hard. And I mean, I keep talking about all these like athletic endeavors that I'm doing, and I have to assure you, I am not an athlete. Like I'm not. I've never been particularly skilled at any sport whatsoever. And it's more so that I just really want to be an active person, more so than wanting to like win all these medals and things like that. That's not what my motivation is. I just want to continually do better than I have the day before. You know, I think I said that in the last video as well, that it's just about comparing myself to yesterday's self and trying to improve and trying to do better in so many different areas. So I feel like, as I said earlier, I feel like having a really big goal just pushes you that much further. And I think you achieve more in having one of those huge goals than you would if you just set really small, really easily achievable goals. Now, with those like huge goals, obviously there's a ton of milestones that you have to reach in order to get them. And those become the more bite-sized, manageable goals. But as you check them off, you're still working towards that really big one. So I'm having like a little bit of a shift in my thinking right now, just because my hip I feel so old continually complaining about my hip, but it has really affected me for the last month. It's been horrible. Like it's exhausting. Constant pain is absolutely exhausting. You just can't escape it. You can't turn it off, and it's just constantly there. So I'm having a bit of shift in my thinking because a half Ironman involves a 21K run, and at this moment in time, like, set aside the fact that that's hard. Of course it's hard. It's 21 kilometers. Like, that is hard. But with enough training and time and patience and perseverance, it's doable, but not if your body is going to rebel, and not if it's going to cause like serious injury to yourself. So I'm still in this, like, maybe I'm going to shift my focus to something else, but we'll see. Again, I'm still very, very new to all three of these sports, really. I think running is the one that I've ever like really most dedicated myself to in the last few years. Although swimming has made me very, very happy. My whole body is aching today, but it's that good ache. It's not an injury ache. It's just that, like, I've used my muscles and they're letting me know that they've been used, but I can't wait to go back for my next session. So that's very, very good. So in my mind, I'm starting to think like, okay, so I'm thinking maybe 3K this summer, but what about a 5K open water swim next summer? Who the hell knows? Who knows? 5K seems really hard, but not impossible. Who knows? I'll circle back. Maybe next week I'll say something different. But for now, I did say I was going to wrap this video up, so that is what I'm going to go ahead and do. But let me know, like, what is, if you set injury aside, set the time involved aside, all of that, if you could achieve one huge physical feat, what would it be? I'm really interested in hearing that. I will see you in my next video. Until then, be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. Bye for now.